Let me put it to you this way. If you had enough reasons, you could do the most incredible things. I'm not questioning your intelligence. I'm not questioning your talent. I'm not questioning your ability. What I'm questioning is your reasons. Because your current results, they're not a true indication of how smart you are. They're an indication of how strong your reasons are. And that's a completely different conversation. You might be sitting there thinking, maybe I'm just not disciplined enough. No. If the reason is powerful enough, discipline shows up. You don't struggle to wake up early for a flight to somewhere you're excited about. You don't struggle to stay up late finishing something you deeply care about. When the reason is big, the behavior follows. So instead of asking, why am I not consistent? Ask, why isn't this important enough to me yet? That question will change your life. You don't get the answers to do well until you have the reasons to do well. Life has a strange way of holding on to solutions and only releasing them to the people who are truly committed. You can read all the books, watch all the videos, download all the productivity apps. But if your reason isn't strong enough, you won't use any of it. When the reason becomes emotional, when it becomes personal, suddenly you start seeing opportunities you didn't see before. Your brain starts working differently. Not because you got smarter overnight, because you got serious. Some people do well for recognition. Some do well for respect. Some do well because they love the feeling of winning. And let me tell you something. That's not shallow. I know people who already have millions and still work 10, 12 hours a day. They don't need the money. They need the joy, the satisfaction, the feeling of progress. Every now and then someone says, if I had $1 million, I'd never work another day in my life. That's probably why they never get it. Because if you'd quit the moment you win, you don't love the game. And if you don't love the game, you won't stay in it long enough to win big. Now here's something powerful. Sometimes you'll do things for other people that you won't even do for yourself. That's human nature. You might tolerate mediocrity when it only affects you. But when it affects your family, your future kids, your parents, something shifts. I once met a man who told me, to do what I want to do with my family around the world, I need to earn at least $250,000 a year. I remember thinking, could a man's family affect him that much? Of course they can. Connection multiplies effort. So maybe your reason isn't just about you. Maybe it's about who benefits when you rise. Let me ask you something. What has you turned on right now? What has you fired up enough to get up early and stay up late? And what has you turned off? When you answer those two questions honestly, your life can explode into change. I've fallen out of the sky a few times in my own journey. Everyone does. But once the lights go on, once you find a reason strong enough, that internal drive doesn't go out. You stop drifting. You start building intentionally. You stop reacting. You start aiming. Let me tell you something simple. Sometimes it doesn't take a massive vision to change your life. Sometimes it takes $2. Picture this. There's a knock at your door. A little girl is standing there selling cookies. She gives you one of the best sales presentations you've ever heard. $2. You want to buy, but you can't. Not because you don't believe in her. Not because you don't want to. Because you don't have the money. So instead of saying you're broke, you lie. You close the door. And in that moment, it's not about the cookies. It's about who you just saw in the mirror. That kind of embarrassment can either crush you or wake you up. That's what I mean by a nitty-gritty reason. It's small. It's personal. But it's powerful. You decide, never again. Not dramatic. Just final. Now maybe your version isn't cookies. Maybe it's a missed opportunity. A moment of embarrassment. A time you couldn't provide. A time you didn't show up the way you should have. Good. Use it. Sometimes I carry extra money not because I need it, but because it reminds me of who I refuse to be again. That's what real change looks like. It's not hype. It's not motivation. It's a decision backed by emotion. When your reasons are strong enough, you don't need someone to push you. You push yourself. Here's what I want you to understand. You don't need more intelligence. You don't need more information. You need more reasons. Once your reasons are powerful enough, you'll wake up differently. You'll think differently. You'll act differently. And one day someone will look at your results and think you got smarter. But you'll know the truth. You just finally had enough reasons.